Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you for logging into my channel. If you have logged in here, it's because you have some interest in either buying or building in Mexico. And I want to give you guys a bit of information today. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're here the second or third time, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. My name is Victor. And today there's a couple of questions that come up on the videos that I have made over the construction of the home. And the first thing is, as a foreigner, am I able to purchase property in Mexico? What are the do's and the don'ts of buying a property? And is there properties available in the same location where I am building my home? So those are the three areas that I want to talk about today. And so I try to cut to the point. Let's hit the first one. Can a foreigner buy properties in Mexico? The quick answer is yes. Okay, with that said, there is three ways that a foreigner can buy a property in Mexico, and there's three types of properties that are sold in Mexico. So let's talk about the three ways that you can buy. So easy, you need either a visitor's visa, a temporary visa, or a permanent visa in order to buy property in Mexico. So not all of them are, for say, the same in value, because if you have a temporal visa and a permanent visa, if you sell your property, you're not going to pay as much as capital gains as you would with a visitor's visa. So even though you can purchase property with any of those visas, if you have no intentions to sell, then a temporal visa or a visitor's visa is good enough. However, if you're going to sell the property, I would suggest you guys buy a more temporal visa or a permanent visa. In any case, if you're buying a property in Mexico, I would think that you want to buy it more so to invest in your future. However, if that future changes, just know that it's better if you have a more permanent or temporal visa for that, so you don't have to pay too much in property gains. So when buying in properties in Mexico, there's three different ways to section it. For a foreigner, okay? For a national, it's different. You have regular properties and you have ejidos, okay? But for a foreigner, you have three different sections: the restricted zone, the non-restricted zone, and the ejidos. On the restricted zone, what it means is that a foreigner cannot buy a property without a fideicomiso in the restricted zone, which is 100 kilometers from the borders and 50 kilometers from any of the ocean sides, or ocean borders, you want to call it. Okay, it doesn't mean that a foreigner cannot buy or purchase properties within those restricted zones. It just means that you have to go through a process of fideicomiso. What a fideicomiso is basically is a trust that you have to enter a bank, a process that Mexico implemented first in 1913, where they said that you couldn't buy property, and then they revised in 1973, and then again in 1993. The 1993 is what allowed foreigners to buy properties within these zones if there is a way to actually make money off of it. So this is the reason why it exists. So in the fideicomiso, what it costs you to do that process can vary from bank to bank. However, the first initial cost might cost you around $2,000 to $3,000 for that initial cost, and anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for yearly upkeep. So on top of your yearly taxes on the property, you're going to have that trust that the bank's going to hold. Is it your property? Yes, it's your property. It's not the bank's. You can sell, you can inherit it to somebody. And then there's a time limit for that. So it's not that foreigners cannot keep it forever, is that they do this for Mexico so they can make money over and over again. So in 50 years, you have to renew it. Okay, or your family has to renew it, which is that initial $2,000 to $3,000. And granted, in 50 years from now, it'll be more. Okay, so that's kind of the process. You need the visas, you have the restricted zones, and then you have the non-restricted. The non-restricted is what really you want to get into, in my opinion, because there is no fideicomiso in that. For example, in the property where I'm buying or where I'm building, there's no fideicomiso because it's close to a lake, far away from the ocean. Okay, so that's why a lot of people go to these type of places to retire. My property taxes is about $300. There is no fideicomiso to pay off of that. as a foreigner. I am American, but I'm also a national of Mexico due to my parents. So it's a little bit different for me. But if you are from United States, Canada, or anywhere out of the country of Mexico, you're a foreigner, obviously, okay? So sorry about that. Anyhow, so we talked about the restricted zone. The non-restricted is much easier. And we'll talk about a little bit on the do's and don'ts in just a bit. The ejido, on the other hand, is very difficult, which I never recommend for nobody. Is there a possibility to buy an ejido? Yes, there is a possibility. However, it's a headache, and I don't recommend it. Ejido is basically a community land that has been given to the community for them to grow the crops. Can a community come together and sell properties? Yes, they can. However, that process is very difficult and tenuous. So when you see a property like it's really, really cheap, it might be somebody trying to sell you an ejido or something that is not legal, because a lot of people have fallen into buying properties in Mexico that belong in this or the restricted zone, and then they end up losing. So what I recommend in the do's and don'ts is never even try to buy an ejido. Those ejidos are for people from the community, for them to actually have crops in their livelihood. It's a way that Mexico would able to help its people, okay? So I don't recommend it. So what are the do's and don'ts in buying a property in Mexico? So one thing that I strongly suggest for anybody is try to avoid buying a property one-on-one. This is, honestly, it's not worth the little bit of savings. Even if you save $1,000 in the process, don't do it. I really suggest, if you're gonna buy a piece of land or you're gonna buy a property in Mexico, get yourself a really good realtor. In Chapala, we have really good realtors. Okay, we have Lake Chapala Real Estate, we have Access Chapala Real Estate, and you can look at Rich Vanny on YouTube. That guy is great. So you don't need to go to that headache. If you want to sell yourself some money, I would suggest don't even try it. So that's, for me, that's a don't. A do is get a realtor. A do is, if you are going to go solo and you want to do this without a realtor, get yourself a property lawyer, okay? In Mexico, the notario has a lot of power in a sense of collecting the papers, but still, it's not going to give you all the information needed if that property belongs to that person or it's in a ejido, okay? So you need a lawyer. Again, the lawyers are not that expensive. Even if you pay $1,000 for a lawyer to represent you, it's well done. But to be honest with you, if you go with a good realtor that's going to help you, that's all you need. And you have enough realtors around, trusted one, at least in the Lake Chapala area. So those are my suggestions to you that, in my opinion, the do's and the don'ts. The other thing that I think that you shouldn't do is actually buy a property without seeing it, without looking at the area. I know it's very tempting to buy property in Mexico because it's a lot cheaper than the United States. And sometimes because we just want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the United States, we're like, this is a good deal, let's go for it. Don't do it. Go look at the property, go talk to the owners, go see what's going on around there, what's the future of the community, and then make a decision. And then I suggest that you do it, whoever you're going to go with, your partner in life, look at the property together, because if you don't come in agreement, you might have issues that you don't want to have later on in the future. Okay, so this part of the video is going to end at this moment. I want to talk about, is there properties in San Nicolas de Barra where I'm building? So if this is the only part that interested you, thank you for visiting me. If you like this bit of information, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about San Nicolas and Lomas del Country, stick around. And this is the second portion of the video. So thank you. To the next one. Hello everyone. If you're here to see the second part of the video, which is are there properties for sale in Chapala, thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you saw the first part. If you are somebody that lives in Chicago and Texas and California and you are a foreigner and your nationality is not Mexican, that you follow the steps. I'm also going to give you some information here that you can contact. Okay, so there's some properties that are for sale here in the community of San Nicolas in Lomas del Country, which I want to share to you. All these properties are here are direct contacts. One of them is actually a realtor. I really suggest that you use the realtor, or you get a realtor that will represent you, even if you go to the direct lots that I'm going to show you. Okay, so San Nicolas de Barra is basically about 40 minutes away from the airport. I'll put a map here at this location right now so you can see it. If you can see, it's about 27 miles, I think it says on the map, and then in about 30 minutes, something like that. Okay, so it's about 40 minutes with traffic from the airport to San Nicolas. Instead of going down to Ajijic, you go down to basically Mezcala. Okay, so Carretera Mezcala is where you want to take. San Nicolas is the furthest town of the municipio de Chapala, or the county of Chapala, and it's right next to, it's really located right next to the country club. This is what this property is really give it value, because you have a really good established community, and the city of San Nicolas is just really, really nice. In this area, the only thing that I would suggest, I don't want to oversell anything to you guys, the city of San Nicolas is beautiful. Hopefully you're seeing some of the videos here I'm posting right now as I enter the city. But there's also a section that from the city to what the community is, it's just one road that hasn't been taken care of, and it really just doesn't look good. So I want to make sure that you guys know about that road, and that your conscience, if you do decide to come and see these properties, that you understand that the community is nice, that road is not, it needs work, and as a community we need to work together to try to get that road better. But once you enter the community, into the fraccionamiento, I'll show you the big map right now. Hopefully it's posted, I think it's my right, might be to your left, I'm not sure, but it's gonna be on this side. It's gonna be the full map of the community. Hope you're seeing that right now. I'm gonna post another one where you'll see the community, and you're gonna see some markings on the properties. It's gonna be like an orange or like a reddish tint. There's one at the very top, that one's sold, and then there's 3 at the very bottom. Okay, let's talk about those 3 at the very bottom. After I talk about those, I'll show you a drone picture of where that is. At least you see it from the top. So the very first 3 that you see at the very bottom, okay, I'll give you guys the size of them. The one to the furthest left on the bottom, that lot is 1,479 meters, okay, square meters, at the price of $59,160. The one to the right of that, in that same cluster, it goes like this. It's 1,305 meters, and that one is 52,200. And you're gonna see one to the very bottom, it has like, it's just a rectangular form. And that one right there is 1,403 square meters. It's a big lot for 56,120. I looked around in the area, and really the prices are very fair to what it is, and it's because the community is still building. If you go to Ajijic or you go to San Antonio, you're going to be paying over $100,000 for properties by near or Lake Chapala, especially when a community is up and coming like this one. The name who you want to talk to in this one, and if you're calling from the United States, it's 01152, and then the number that you're going to see below. His name is Pablo, so you can contact him directly. Again, what I suggest is that you talk to him, but get also a realtor that will represent you to go through the whole process of purchasing, if that's your interest. He did tell me that he's open to negotiation, so negotiate with him a fair price that you believe that is good. However, I do ask that you come and look at it. I don't want to be the guy on the YouTube that suggested it and then you went on and got it. Okay, you really need to come and see it, spend some time. It's only a few minutes from the airport. You can Uber to this location and go back home. Okay, so that's what I recommend. Hopefully you guys liked it. To me, I've seen this property. One of them is close to my brother's. All 3 of them are close to my brother's lot, and it's flat land, most of it. So foundation would be a lot cheaper. Okay, the next lot that I see is Access Chapala. I'm gonna scroll on this part right here right now through it. Hopefully you can see the picture of the lot. The lot is called Lote Valdez. Velez or something like that. So sorry if I didn't say that right, but I'm gonna post it right here on this part of the screen, and you'll see as I scroll through it, it's $62,000 for that property. The property measurements is 1,095 metros cuadrados. What's really cool about this property right here is it has two entrances. There's a road on each side, so it's made almost, that property is made, if you made the house looking exactly at the lake, you would put a driveway right through it, and it's beautiful. I didn't see it before, but that has a beautiful views from that. There's no obstruction from it, so I really recommend Lote Velez, and also Pablo's property is really nice. There's other properties that come up from time to time, and it comes in the chat that we have. It comes on. We're trying to get our Facebook going, but if you have more interest, more questions, please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is idiscover_Mexico. Again, it's idiscover_Mexico. Message me there, please. Follow me there, and then I'll friend you, and so we can have a little bit more contact if that's your interest. Okay, so thank you. Hopefully this information was very beneficial. I'm going to leave the last clip of this video. I'm going to have my drone go around the property a few times so you can see the entire property and what you can see from the property over to the lake. So again, guys, thank you so much for your support. If you like this video, if it was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. The other video that we had at this moment reached 24,000 views and over 1,200 likes. That's all of you guys, so I really appreciate it. If you can share this content, it'd be great. If this content wasn't good, please let me know. Still give me a thumbs up. All right, God bless you guys. I really appreciate it. Till next time. Next.